Welcome to my channel. Story about the healer's touch, episode number 1. Dr. Eleanor Vance had spent her life fighting death. A brilliant surgeon, she worked tirelessly, but some patients slipped through her fingers. No matter how skilled she was, she couldn't save them all. One night, after losing yet another patient, she sat alone in her dimly lit office, drowning in exhaustion and guilt. That's when she noticed a stranger in the hallway. A tall man in a dark coat was watching her.
"I can offer you a gift,"
he said, stepping closer. He extended a small black vial swirling with a faint silver glow.
"A single drop and your hands will never fail again."
Desperate, Eleanor hesitated only a moment before taking the vial. The next morning, she performed surgery unlike any before. Her hands moved with impossible precision, guided by an instinct beyond human ability. The dying child on the table opened his eyes, fully healed. Word spread. Miracles became routine. Dr. Vance was hailed as the world's greatest surgeon, the woman who never lost a patient. But as the miracles continued, so did the whispers. And soon Eleanor would learn the truth. Every life she saved came at a cost. Dr. Eleanor Vance's name spread like wildfire. Patients flew in from around the world, desperate for her miraculous touch. Every surgery was flawless, and every dying patient walked away healed. But then, the deaths began. Not in her hospital, somewhere else. Unrelated accidents, unexplained illnesses, perfectly healthy people dropping dead. One night, Eleanor woke up to a whisper in the dark.
"Balance must be maintained."
Terrified, she checked her phone. Another sudden, random death was in the news. She rushed to her office, digging through patient records. A horrifying pattern emerged. For every person she saved, someone else had died. A one-for-one exchange. Life for life. Hands trembling, she reached for the black vial. It was almost empty. And in the reflection of her scalpel, the man in the dark coat stood behind her, smiling.
"Did you really think miracles were free?"
Dr. Eleanor Vance stared at the black vial. Only a few drops remained. How many had already died because of her? The next morning, she refused to operate. Guilt crushed her. Patients begged. Hospitals pleaded. But she couldn't risk another life stolen by unseen hands. Then the calls began. Patients she had already saved were dying. One by one in violent, unnatural ways, as if something was correcting the imbalance. That night, she locked herself in her office, gripping the empty vial. A whisper filled the room.
"The debt must be paid, Doctor."
She turned and saw them, a shadowy procession of the dead, the ones who had died in her patient's place. Their hollow eyes stared, accusing, waiting.
"There's only one way to stop it."
Eleanor already knew. One final life, freely given, her own. Eleanor stood at the center of the room, surrounded by the haunting presence of the dead. Their accusing eyes bore into her soul. The weight of their lost lives crushed her chest, suffocating her.
"You knew the cost when you accepted my gift."
The shadows of the dead stirred as if demanding retribution. Their silent cries filled the room, an unbearable symphony of sorrow. Eleanor could feel their pain, a mirror of her guilt.
"If I give my life, will this end?"
The man nodded, his smile widening.
"The balance will be restored, but you must choose. Your life for theirs, one for one."
Eleanor's hands trembled as she gazed at the vial, now empty. The power it had given her had come at a steep price. Her mind raced. How could she possibly decide who would live and who would die? It had to be her. There was no other way. With a deep breath, Eleanor closed her eyes and touched the vial. A cold rush of energy coursed through her veins, but this time, it felt different. It felt like her soul was being drained. She collapsed to her knees, feeling life force slip away. The shadows shifted, swirling, lifting into the air, their voices fading into a calm silence.
Softly, another soul claimed.
The man in the dark coat watched in satisfaction. When the dawn broke, Dr. Eleanor Vance was gone. Her hospital mourned her passing. Yet, miraculously, the pattern of deaths ceased. The balance had been restored, but only at the cost of her soul. And somewhere in the shadows, the man in the dark coat smiled, knowing the cycle would begin again. A new healer would always come.
A new healer will always come.
Thank you for listening. Like, share, comment below, and click the subscribe button.